lost and slain. It's the Doug Show. Doug Show. Doug Show. It's the Doug Show. Doug Show. Doug Show. Doug Tallison, he's the creator of Earthworm Jim. Doug made me swim inside an ocean till I walked in a bin. It's the Doug Show. Doug Show. Doug Show. It's the Doug Show. Doug Show. Doug Show. It's the Doug Show. Doug Show. Doug Show. It's the Doug Show. Doug Show. Doug Show.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's the incredible Doug Show theme song covered by Hayes and that Devon Graham, Andrew, absolutely fantastic, amazing, talented musician.
He's wonderful. Written by Talib.
Yeah, written by Talib, performed by Andrew. Just an absolutely beautiful cover of the Doug Show theme. You know, I even played it on my stream yesterday, even though you weren't on. I was like, I need a way to end the stream, so I was like, why don't we just play the Doug Show theme, guys?
It's a great song. It's got a hook in it.
Yeah, I think I'm going to start and end every single stream of mine with the Doug Show theme. So when we get to the end here,
we'll need to hack in some words. The Nasser Show,
right? Yeah, maybe we could get Talib.
Which I looked up another guy named Nasser on YouTube. There's another guy, Nasser. You're Nasser Rabadi, but I'm saying he's just the Nasser Show, and it was funny. Yeah, he's like a big guy. How are you?
Oh man, I'm doing great. You know, there's the, you know, everyone here is panicking, going crazy about this virus, you know, buying 6 gallons of milk, and I'm just here, just chilling, just getting writing done every day. It doesn't bother me.
Isn't that awesome? Are you getting paid for your job? Are you getting paid?
Well, I'm no longer at the bank. Long story.
It's too bad you couldn't have held out at the bank until they closed down, because you'd still be getting paid working from home.
Yeah, tell me about it. You know what I heard? I heard that specific bank, they got like 2 weeks off.
Oh man, free money.
I know. I'm so devastated about that.
So are you trying to make a go of it in crowdfunding? Is that your goal, or what are you going to do? What else are you going to do?
No, I'm not trying. I'm not trying to make a go of it in crowdfunding. I'm trying to.
That would make you smart.
Yeah. I mean, I hear the benefits of just crowdfunding for a living are fantastic.
Just amazing. The health insurance is right. Great. You should see. I have a wife and 4 kids. You should see my health insurance bill. It's almost what I make on Bigfoot Bill.
Oh my goodness. I mean, I would love to be a full-time author, but I mean, I would also love to have insurance.
The guys who have pull a regular job, and if they get into crowdfunding, I think they're actually just way more stable and secure and have a little more fun with it, because they're just, everything isn't riding on, you know, that.
Yeah, a little more sanity, a little more stability when you have a day job. So I've been looking like crazy for one. It's just kind of awful circumstances right now that I'd prefer not to totally go into on stream, but things didn't go so well there. So now I'm looking for something else. But yeah, other than that, you know, things have been fine. You know, we launched our campaign, and we're you know, making some progress. We're 27% of the way there. We have 69 awesome backers, so that's been incredible. And
very good.
You know, Doug, they say people that have bought your book and my book are immune to the coronavirus.
It's true. It's the cure. Little known cure. They don't want the word to get out because it'd just be too easy. People who buy our books. When did you launch?
We launched on Friday the 13th, so 5 days ago.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So you're almost coming on your first week, and you're 30% there.
Yeah,
you should expect a final 30, the same to match that 30% on maybe the last day.
Yeah,
work on 30% in between.
Yeah. It's you know, it's a $6,000 goal, very small goal. Honestly, me and Jason are really just in this to make a great book and to put out the best product possible. And you know, we have plans.
That's all you got to do.
Yep, and we have plans to make some more comics. This one's PG-13, but our next comic is going to be pretty much an all ages comic. a really well, I don't want to get too ahead of myself, so I'm not going to get too much into it. But we're just
today
planning,
PG-13's almost all ages. There's not too much bad stuff in it.
Yeah, it's just that this one's like a horror comic, so like that we have a page where like a kid finds like well, I mean, I guess I'll share screen and show you real quick.
Cool.
Let's see, and we also, guys, have Bigfoot Bill 2 in the description, and I did put
93,000.
So yeah, that's incredible, and I really can't wait for this book. Everybody, buy this book, buy it for all the kids in your family. I'm definitely going to pass this on to my niece and nephew once they get a little bit older. Once I get, all 4 issues or however long it goes. But
and it's 2 books. I mean, that's only 45,000 we've raised per book. A hardbound 160-page, 9x12 book. It's not a huge raise for what's in there. So I'm just saying, I'd love to get more readers. I'm just always looking for people who are fans of books, fans of great story. I'm going to give you a giant 160-page epic. Get both books and get caught up. And the new edition of the Bigfoot Bill 1 will definitely be worth it. That's my goal, is to make everyone else regret not getting it.
Awesome. Definitely. You definitely get your money's worth with Bigfoot Bill 2.
Yeah. But enough about me. Let's look at your stuff.
Yeah. But ours is PG-13 just because we have a little bit of stuff like you can see here, like this kid right here finding this arm like that. Might not be appropriate really for like a 5-year-old. But
dig that.
Yeah, but I mean, it's
not full of cuss words and bloodbath.
There's no cuss words. There's nothing really that graphic.
Hey, that art looks great. Who's that? Is that your guy?
Yeah, this is Jason Robinson. He's been an illustrator. Good. Yeah, he's been an illustrator since the 90s. And his first comic, we have actually some pages from that posted here. For example, let me scroll down. His first comic was a Spawn comic for Todd McFarlane that he did in 1993. It was a tie-in for Spawn Alley. It came with a toy. This comic he did right here, just these beautiful pages he was doing back in 93. This was his first comic, and he did this for Todd McFarlane, and it's incredible. And it's just really creepy, even though he was a young guy at the time. Like, it's still like it was really, these are fantastic pages that he did, and all his art is just really fantastic. It's got this like well, let me scroll up back here to my favorite page, which is this one. This one reminds me a lot of Bernie Wrightson and Junji Ito. I don't know if you're familiar with Junji Ito, the manga, depending how you say it. Junji Ito's fantastic. One of my favorite artists.
Did he do Parasite, the horror novel?
Well, Junji
Ito, Parasite. I thought that was Ito.
Not
the movie, the manga.
I don't recall a Parasite manga that he did, but I know he did one called Uzumaki. He did one called Tomie, one called like Gyo. I don't know exactly how you say it, like Gyo. And he's done a few collections of short stories, which are just all terrifying. Junji Ito, but it definitely has that feel. And people are telling me this is the best art they've ever seen on one of my comics, and
very much. It's really good, really good.
And I don't want to put down anyone I've worked with before, but I'm really digging this art. He's putting a lot of love and passion into these pages, and we're just trying to make the best book possible. We're just trying to entertain people, and we do have his YouTube linked here in the campaign, but I'm going to put the link here in the chat real quick if you guys want to sub to Jason. He's drawing these pages every single week on his channel, so you guys could know that there's getting progress done. You guys could see where your money's going. So many times, and this isn't to put down anyone's campaign, not to dunk on him, but so many times I've backed campaigns. I'm left in the dark. Months go by. I don't know what's going on. But Jason's drawing these pages every week on his channel.
Total transparency.
Yeah.
And you're not in competition with other campaigns anyways. It's not like it's one or the other. So it doesn't, I don't care. I don't care who I'm better than.
Yeah.
Or worse than even. I really, you have to make a case for the campaign in and of itself. Like, this is good, because ain't no one going to buy this because they think it's better than someone or worse than someone or whatever.
Yeah.
It's good. It's solid. That's a horror comic. How many pages?
It's 20 pages. We wanted to keep it small, keep it simple. So it's $8 for
small and cheap.
Yeah, $8 for a 20-page book. We try to make it as affordable as possible. on everybody. And if we hit a certain stretch goal, right now we're just focused on getting the main goal, but if we hit a certain stretch goal, we'll add 4 pages of behind the scenes extras. So you guys will get to see certain things like you'll probably get to see like part of the script and the whole process to get to a page. And we're still deciding what all we want to put in those extra pages. Of course, we have to hit that goal first. So right now we're just concentrating on getting the artwork done, and he's doing an incredible job. Like I said, he's working on these things every week. He's doing live streams, just inking them, penciling them, and just doing an amazing job and making these things much more creepy than they are in my head.
It's very good.
Yeah, this right here is our trading card. This is supposed to be me as a zombie. This was our promo poster.
The Nasser zombie.
Yeah,
where's your hot dog? Half-eaten hot dog.
That's a good idea. We should have had that. We should have had that.
I like it. I think that's great.
Yeah,
and generous. It's always good to see self-deprecating humor. It's good.
Yeah, yeah. But Jason's just absolutely fantastic, and I'm gonna post a link to our campaign again here in the chat. And
Jason Robinson.
Oh, cool. We got a super chat. This is my first super chat in like a year. Jim O'Reilly. Jim O'Reilly, thank you very much. He says, I want to draw a book authored by Nasser and Doug.
Ooh, that's good.
That is good. Me and Jim have been talking about doing a project together for a while. I just have a couple of things I need to get out of the way first, because right now, and let me take this off screen share. Right now, I'm writing a novel, and I found that when I write a novel, it's like I can't really jump around from project to project too much. Yeah. Even after I'm done writing the novel for the day, it's hard to jump into a comic because I'm getting like the plots crossed, and
you don't want to do that.
Yeah,
write one thing at a time. I've got a animated short I'm supposed to be writing right now, and I can't do it until I've tidied up. I just finished my first draft of Earthworm Jim 2 yesterday, so I've been waiting for weeks to have that kind of wrapped so I can move on to another story. But there's a little more work I have to do on the Earthworm Jim 2 thing. I got to still print it out, and then I do a edit pass on all the dialogue and gags throughout the whole thing before I can move on to writing something else, or that would just be a disaster. So.
Yeah, I love how much you care about the craft, Doug. It's really great. It's really great to see how much work goes into this book, and it's really inspiring too to see that.
I love working. I just love working. I love writing and I love drawing. It's when you fall in love with the craft, it makes you have a lot more fun, right? Just sitting down and working. So instead of it being like, oh, I hope I can trick myself into doing some work, it's I can't wait to sit down and break, today's work out and get going and make it better. Yeah. And trying to fall in love with higher and higher quality is what's different. It's one thing just to sit down and write. It's another thing to sit down and write well, like amazingly well.
Oh man, you're absolutely right. And and I love to work too. Usually what I do when I write is I try to get my writing done in the morning, and that way, I have the rest of my day to do everything else. And so I think I do my best writing in the morning, but
that's true for most writers. They're either late night or early morning, really late or really early.
Yeah, but what I've been doing because I launched this campaign, I've been promoting all day. I've just been writing at night and forcing myself to stay up until I hit my goal, my 3,000 words, which is about like 6 pages in Word. And it was funny because like last night, my friend Andrew that did the cover of the Doug Show theme, he messaged me at like 12:30, like a couple hours after my last message. He's like, "Oh, sorry for the late reply, blah blah blah." He's like, "You're probably asleep right now," and I was like, "Nope, I'm still up writing. I was up till 1 a.m. writing."
Very good.
I had to hit the goal. I don't function properly if I'm not writing and not hitting the goal. Like in January, I visited my sister in Oklahoma for a week, and I was still writing 3,000 words a day. Yep. And I finished.
You have cracked the code to productivity now, sir. That is first base.
Yeah.
You can't get through. You can't write well until you learn to write a lot.
Yeah.
And you can always learn to write well, but there's guys who write well who never write. So it does not matter how good they are.
Yeah. And you know, the thing about that trip though was I finished the novel I was writing with like 2 days left on vacation, and so I was like, you know what, I'll just start the next one when I get back home, which I did as soon as I got off the plane. I started to write, but I was, you know, the last 2 days of vacation, I was just sitting there, you know, on the couch doing nothing, and I was like getting all jittery. I was like, I must work, I must do something.
That's right.
So I was getting real nervous on the last couple of days of vacation without writing it. I never feel good when I don't get any work done.
Yep.
Yeah. And
you should feel guilty. You should feel terrible if you don't do work on what you're trying to get great at and be excellent at.
Yeah. And
I mean, every day is something. I feel terrible just being out of production. Like, I can't wait to get back into Earthworm Jim 2 production, but I have to still do a lot of lettering on Bigfoot Bill 1 and 2, and that's going to involve a little bit of a rewrite too on the page in the word balloons, you know, as I go. But
yeah,
it's just. But you inspire me too, because when I hear you say that you're banging out 3,000 words a day, I go, ooh, I want to write a novel and do 3,000.
Yeah, well, I mean, you sent me the one novel you ever wrote, and it was good. It you know, I didn't read the whole thing.
Yeah.
I don't like, you know, reading on my computer. I'd rather actually hold the book. But
oh yeah,
I did read like the first I don't know, I think chapter, and you know, it was pretty good. I think you should go, excuse me. I think you should go forward with it.
Yeah, someday.
Yeah, but I do want to say hi to a few people in the chat here. Wow, the chat's pretty busy right now. So sorry if I
put the link out on Twitter that I was on your show.
Yeah,
so hopefully you're going to get some good people in here.
Thanks. Yeah, well, we have one person that says they subscribed. Sorry that this name looks foreign. I don't know how to say it, but it looks like Hervoj Rehovac.
Yep, he's a good guy.
Yeah, sorry if I butchered it, but thank you very much for subscribing, dude. And Drawn Talk is laughing because I said that the last time I got a super chat was a year ago, and he says he super chatted me 3 weeks ago. Well, Drawn Talk, Tyler, that's how few super chats I get. I forget.
He forgets even when they come. He's so used to them not coming.
Yeah. Yeah, Doug. And Doug, if you don't know Tyler from Drawn Talk, he does a really fantastic comics oriented channel where all he talks about is
I'm sure I've seen it.
Yeah.
If it's the Drawn Talk guys,
Yeah. Drawn Talk. He has a fantastic channel, and
I love those guys. Doesn't Dan Panosian do that a lot?
No, you're thinking of Drink and Draw.
Oh, I'm thinking of Drink and Draw. That is true.
Yeah.
So let me. I got to think about Drawn Talk because I don't know if I've seen that one. It sounds familiar though, and so does Tyler.
Oh, he says Doug should remember me, Tyler the Mormon.
Oh, there you go. Okay, I do remember you now.
Yeah,
it's a fact.
Yeah. And
see, it's those details that help my storage. Yeah, he's been on my show.
Oh, okay. And we have the Bunderdome in the chat, Tim Lim. Yeah, one of the world's most fantastic artists, one of my favorite artists, and just an excellent guy, excellent work ethic, always putting out great books. Says
killing it with Came in America.
Yeah, he says, "Holy cow, it's Doug and Nasser together again."
Fact.
Yeah,
I was just on Nasser to text me. He goes, "Are you available for a show?" And usually I'm not. And today I go, "You know what? I am." I was just eating.
Yeah,
eating my chorizo and eggs.
Yeah, maybe Doug's being desperate for show appearances now.
No. I don't look to get anything out of it. I look to
I'm just joking.
Hanging with a guy.
No, I'm just joking. But but how's everything else been going with you, man?
Really good. I'm not showing the right side of my face because I've got bandages on it from malignant melanoma, and we're taking care of that. Just doing tests, and then the coronavirus has the whole family at home, so the 4 kids are here doing some assignments in the next room, mostly just watching Disney Plus and goofing around.
Yeah, sounds like my sister.
But the kids are home, like they're helping with the chores, and my daughter cooked last night, and it's neat.
That's good.
It's neat to have them. I'm always lonely here in the studio, so I like going out there and hanging with the family a little bit, then coming back in here. So it's good having the family together. It's fun.
Yeah, that's really good. My brother got I think like an extra week off of college, and I'm just here like, why did we never get time off like this when I was in school? Like Ebola and swine flu, like all that
avian flu,
H1N1,
SARS,
like all these things They never wanted us to get time off of school, and then my brother he gets an extra week. He had a week off already for like spring break or something, and then they extended it, and he gets another week, and I'm just I'm jealous. I'm like, I didn't get an extra week off.
I just don't know the wisdom of taking all this time off and shutting down the American economy and cutting.
Oh, dude, I totally agree.
It seems like, it's kind of like when Israel realized they were getting bombed, by Hezbollah. Every day they just lob missiles toward Israel, and they realized they had to move on with life. They had to take the risk and just go back to work. And go back to whatever. And like, you can't let a light flu that is incredibly contagious and kills elderly, you can't let that shut down an entire country. I figure we're all going to have to bite the bullet at some point. Many of us have already caught it and we'll catch it.
Yeah, like when God calls us home, it's time to go home.
When it's time. Well, you're not going to die. I'm just saying my family would be fine if we got sick, so long as we didn't visit the elderly, which would probably be best, as if we should be doing full quarantine on the elderly, and everyone else should try to get it so that you build up your immunity.
Yeah. Like here's the awful thing is my sister in Oklahoma, she opened up a restaurant just a month and a half ago. And, some people that depend on these things for a living, like she and her husband do.
Oh, they're dead.
Yeah. Well, I mean, she also has her day job, but they also own a restaurant now that they just opened up. And, they, after this coronavirus thing, they went down in sales like 50%, like immediately. And then now they have to, everything's, all the restaurants are getting shut down. And it's just, it's kind of just an awful situation. It's just, it's really stupid.
We'll get through it, but I just don't trust how the mob, the emotional, terrified, angry masses and selfishness comes out with self-preservation. People just naturally start going, it's you or me. It's going to be me. But you sent me an interesting movie.
Oh, yes, I did.
You bought me the DVD, the Blu-ray, and the 4K. HD disc, the 4K HD of Color Out of Space.
Yes.
Starring Nick Cage by H.P. Lovecraft. Was that put out by the guys that did Bone Tomahawk? Because I saw all those ads.
You just cut out for a second. You said, what was it?
Was that movie put out by the Bone Tomahawk guys?
I want to say yes.
Because that advert was on it, and so was Brawl and Precinct 99 or whatever. So I just figure, I think they're the same company distributing or that made the movie.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they were, yeah. And so Doug, let me ask you this. Do you read any H.P. Lovecraft?
Barely. I read Mountains of Madness.
Oh, that one's fantastic.
It was fantastic. I really liked it. But
the thing about Color Out of Space, when I read that, it was so great to me because, and it's the big part of the story is that the color is unlike anything you've ever seen before. But the other point to me is that it was just a thing. It wasn't necessarily evil. It just crash lands, and it and it's subtle things that happen, subtle creepy things that just ramp up.
Like what? Give me an example. So it came down in the book. Did it come down by meteor?
Yeah, it's a meteor that lands, and
it's it has a weird color out of space that no one's seen before.
Yeah, and basically what happens is like the tree branches start to move when there's no wind. Plants start to like glow a little bit, like just like weird things like that, just subtle things, and then it ramps up. Like the fruit starts to grow real large, but then it's all rotten on the inside, and it's all a lot of subtle things.
That reminds me a lot of the Natalie Portman movie, where the interdimensional stuff starts happening, and it has a weird color to it, and like the deer have like trees for antlers.
Yeah, Annihilation was that
Annihilation.
One? Yeah,
it reminds me a lot of that.
I haven't seen it yet, but I saw the trailer for it.
Oh, you got to see that. Now that's a decent movie.
Yeah, that's what I hear. That's what I hear. I plan to watch that one soon.
Why did you buy Color Out of Space and not Annihilation?
Because this one was recommended to me. Because here's the thing:
because of Andrew, ain't that David Graham?
Yeah, Andrew recommended it. When I watched the trailer for this movie for Color Out of Space, I was like, this looks awful. Like they showed the color. He's like, it's something like I've never seen before. I'm like, you've never seen purple?
Well, but that's a movie. I mean, how do you accurately show a color no one's ever seen before?
Black and white. Do the whole movie in black and white.
Is a color they've never seen before? Okay. Oh, because then you'd get around it. No, okay. So hold on. Tell me more about the original Lovecraft story. Is there a witch girl in it who does the seances?
There's not. There's not.
Why did they put that in?
That's what I hate. They put in these cringy like Tumblr characters, like her, the son that's like a pothead. Like it's
who is terrible.
Yeah,
Nick Cage is terrible. Yeah. The mom is terrible.
It's no one.
The Steve Carell indie movie with the little girl that dances. That's a show dancer or whatever. Remember that one? They drive a bus across the U.S. What was that indie film called? Little Miss Sunshine. Little Miss Sunshine. She was the mom in Little Miss Sunshine.
Never seen it, but in the story, it gets really.
I'm getting it mixed up with Knives Out. I think that wasn't the mom. The mom was. This was generic mom. Sorry.
Oh, but in the story, it gets intense because the mom in the story, she starts to like see these unseen little things in the air, and she starts to go insane. And so the dad takes her up to like the attic, locks her in a room, and you could just always hear her screaming. And it's just like slowly the insanity builds, and it just basically ends with like this group of men that go to the house to see what happened to everyone, and then the color shoots out of the well, but then a little tiny piece of it is left behind, meaning that the place is still haunted to this very day or whatever. And it's actually really creepy. It's really scary, and
it sounds terrible.
Well, no. Well, I mean, maybe me, but if you actually read it, it's great. And
that's it. Some colors in a well, and a couple of guys go to the house. And
that's the ending. You just missed everything else that I told you. And of course, I didn't say all the plot.
Wait, a guy locks his wife in a room is awesome. I mean, I'm trying to figure out what's great. You know, Lovecraft, usually it's like tentacles and aliens and doom from the ether beings from another side controlling us all. And
this still had those Lovecraftian themes in some ways, because it was basically an evil that was out of our control, that's always out of our control, that sometimes bad things just happen to people. And that was the whole moral of the story. Not, in the movie how it starts with the cringy like Tumblr witch lady and some pothead.
Movie's terrible. That movie's terrible, man. But I laughed a couple times. Nick Cage is in full Nick Cage. He's acting all the acting. The actor's acting all the acting he can. Yeah. When he'll just suddenly just like burst out yelling and pound the roof of the car and start cussing in like a really bad long rant. You can tell they're going like, okay, give us a Nick Cage. And he goes, oh yeah, watch this, guys. And it's so bad.
Yeah, the movie was so bad I didn't even finish it really.
I finished it on fast forward. I had to admit, I waited till there was something good on that I just turned it on. It was like, it was all terrible. There's a couple of there's one good effect shot, a down shot of the mutated mother and son walking across the room was pretty creepy. It was like a flash. I think it was like a half second, and it was good.
Oh,
everything else about that movie was terrible. What about the little tendrils coming out of the water? There's like these little almost like octopus, but like strings or tendrils coming out.
Well, I mean, I don't even think I got to that part. I sort of just shut it off once like the little like purple bug thing like came out the well, and I was like, I just can't stand this movie anymore. It seems to me it was like made by people that had never seen a movie before.
Well, when I watched it, because I've made a tiny independent film, Mothman, and never finished it. And it was terrible. And I know how hard it is even to make a terrible movie. Like we shot it on 35 millimeter. It was 2 weeks of shooting, and it was awful. It was hard. And so just to see the beautiful shots, there's some real beautiful shots in that movie. To see some of the care they did with the lighting and camera setup and movements and stuff, it's hard to make that movie. And it's terrible.
Yeah.
It's kind of like making a terrible comic. It's like, it's still hard to make a bad story.
Yeah, I suppose so.
So why not do it right and make it great? I'm just going like, what could they have done on a low budget? Just who approved that script? It's terrible.
Dude, I don't know. That's the thing is like, how does it like, how does anyone write it down and thinks it's a good idea? Then they do a draft of it. They still think it's a good idea. It probably went through 5 drafts. They all thought it was good ideas. Then the studio thought it was good enough to, green light it. Then actors actually thought it was good enough to take the roles. The
I wonder if they just made it independently and the studio just picked it up, finished, and said we can bust this out which is what they did. We'll bust it out, putting Nick Cage's face on. Look, it's Andrew,
and he's boomering. I could hear us coming back to
Hey, Boomer, turn your computer volume down.
Hey, good morning, guys.
Good morning. Andrew. Good morning, Andrew. It's great to have you on the stream.
Oh yeah, sorry, I just woke up and saw a link. And how's everybody doing? What's going on today?
Oh man, we're just talking about comics and talking about The Color Out of Space, which you really liked. Me and Doug were talking about how much we hated it. So why don't you tell us what you liked about it?
It's terrible, Andrew, and you're terrible for liking it.
Well, I can get behind the second thing you said. I don't agree that it's terrible though.
Oh man,
okay.
Andrew.
This is your time to make your best pitch for Color Out of Space. What did you like about it?
Nicolas Cage, he's amazing in it.
Oh man, what did you think of like the witch chick or like the stoner kid?
I absolutely loved where her character went in the movie. It was pretty fucking awesome.
Oh man.
Doug, let me ask you a question. Doug, did you finish it?
Yes.
Okay, did you see what happened to her at the end? The way she just became one with everything? That was pretty hilarious.
I guess.
It's hilarious.
Hilarious?
Very hilarious.
I didn't feel anything. As I watched the events go by, I was so disconnected from what was on screen, like not caring, because the writing was awful, the performance was awful, and especially her as an actor. She's not terrible. She's just normal bad. Normal bad. Well, I don't have a very high bar when it comes to horror acting. Sure.
So, I don't think she was anything special, standout. Absolutely not. I kind of immediately got an impression from her, and she continued to give me what I expected of her.
She rides a horse.
She rides a horse. She has like a modern teenage girl kind of personality, and she kept it going. And then she became a bit stoic towards the middle, and I just got on board with that, considering everything that was going on.
Andrew, you fascinate me.
He fascinates me too, man.
What about the surveyor that just walks in? Hey, they didn't warn you to get off the government property? She's like, oh, you want to come over? He comes over. Okay.
Yeah, it was the first thing was like that mayor came by and she was just like, oh, I don't care. I want people to vote for me or whatever. So very quickly I learned like, oh, okay, so it's not going to be very logical. That's fine. Because, there's certain things I expect in horror movies that I watch, and certain things I know that they're not going to, really concern themselves with. So,
why did the youngest son merge with the mom on the couch? He was stuck to her back and yelling and crying. And they're talking to her the whole time and ignoring him. They're like, "Oh, you'll be okay," and they're stroking her head. I'm like, "What about the boy, the son, stuck to her back? No one's even talking to him."
Yeah, that's something very alien, obviously, which is,
I don't know. Is there a handbook for that sort of situation?
Yeah, there's rules. I don't demand everything be explained. Like, to me, if the genre of the movie really did feel more of a dream state, like Nasser's talking about with the original story, where people are doing deliberately inconsequential or non sequitur things to show how disjointed the world is, which we might expect from like a David Lynch. You might see stuff like that even in a Coen Brothers movie, where people are doing odd things and they're really pointing to it. Like, look, this is strange that they're obviously ignoring the boy. This looked like just an oversight.
Well, no, like one thing there's been like at least 4 or 5 different adaptations of this story in movies.
Really?
And yeah, there has been. I mean, have you seen Annihilation?
Oh,
it's probably the best one.
Up with Nasser. I loved Annihilation.
Yeah,
that's the best one. Watch it. No spoilers. No spoilers.
But was that based on H.P. Lovecraft? Did it say that, or was it just a novel? It's based on a novel.
It's based on a novel. It's based on a novel, but instead of really going on adapting that, they just decided to take a lot of influence from The Color Out of Space, and it's basically that story. And I mean,
it's very good. Annihilation's very good.
Yeah, it's my favorite adaptation of the story. And
but wait, does the actual Annihilation movie say adapted from Color Out of Space?
I don't know about in the credits if it does that, but it clearly does adapt from it.
If it actually was adapted from it, I would think it would have to say it, because it is. Now,
I think it was adapted from a novel, but I think it just took a lot of elements from Color Out of Space. It might not be directly that story, but it's
not direct in the sense that, you don't have the same character names or the towns or anything like that, but the same story is there, with the alien landing on Earth and causing that kind of reaction and the things within.
So there's an example of totally believable, same story, but totally believable Annihilation. Was totally believable. The Color Out of Space model. And the movie Color Out of Space.
Yeah, because well, The Color Out of Space is definitely more like the movie. That is, it's definitely more just crazy stuff happening, which is what I expected from it, because that's what happens in the story too. The story definitely has a lot more to do with the characters, which I know is probably Nasser's biggest issue with the movie. But I don't like the story for the characters. I like the story for the events that happen to them, which is what I was hoping for in The Color Out of Space, and I got to the umpteenth degree.
I see. And I just want to say hi to a few people in the chat. We have Alex A in the chat. Hello, Alex. That's a new name around here, I think. So thank you for coming by. We also have Jiminy Cricket, aka Jason Robinson, the artist on my comic. So if you guys haven't gotten our comic yet, here's the
Jiminy Cricket is Jason Robinson.
Yes.
Oh, I didn't put that together.
Sometimes I even forget about that. I just remembered it the other day.
I like Jiminy Cricket. I see him around a lot.
Yeah.
Always been a nice guy.
But Jason says, please check out the comic I'm illustrating with Nasser. It's going to be great. We'd love your support. Definitely. We'd love all your guys' support. So help him to afford food and toilet paper if we could get funded. And
if you guys have been fans of the fan edition of Drawn and Quartered, which Jiminy Cricket, he moderates a lot. Back this book. This is how you pay him back. Give him the thank you.
Yeah, and also Jason posts the link to Bigfoot Bill 2, so everyone get Bigfoot Bill 2 as well if you haven't yet.
I'd love to get a couple more readers.
Yeah. They say the cure to coronavirus, and this isn't well known, is if you buy both my and Doug's books. So get both of them.
It's only that combination, though.
Yes.
The amazing cure, but it also causes hepatitis. But you got to make trade-offs in life.
Right.
Yeah. We also have Eric Hawkins in the chat says, I just watched the trailer and the trailer sucks. I hope he means the trailer for Color Out of Space, not Annihilation. I haven't seen Annihilation, but I love the trailer. Also, John Della Rose in the chat. Hello, John Della Rose. Nice to see you here. So, yeah, I think
Color Out of Space is terrible.
Yeah.
Andrew?
I don't know. I don't even think it's terrible. I don't think it's terrible.
Like, you watch it again. Hey, let's pop it.
I own it, and I'm happy to.
Wait, Andrew, did you see Curse?
No, I haven't watched Curse yet.
Oh, I think Curse is the better adaptation, honestly.
Oh, is that under adaptation?
It is, yeah. It's from the 80s, which, I hear great things about, so, it might be better.
I'd check that out.
Yeah, absolutely.
So Nasser sent it to me for free. It had a nice foil cover on it.
Yeah.
After I finished the movie, I walked it straight over to the trash.
Oh, you should have sent it to me, Doug. I would have gladly took another copy.
I put it straight in the trash. I should have thought about that, especially since it came to me for free. But I just thought I wouldn't even want to subject even someone who was a fan of it, who already owned it. I wouldn't want to contribute. It's like if you were a drug addict and I brought you more crack, I'd go, I just couldn't live with myself.
Oh, Doug, if you saw my collection, I got plenty of it.
So just as a gauge, though, because Andrew, you fascinate me in that you really like horror movies, which is a trash genre.
Oh man.
But I mean, like respect. So I'm saying you're finding amazing dialogue, acting, and character work where I don't see it in the writing at all of the thing itself.
Okay, well, let's just be clear. I love horror movies through and through. But I absolutely love bad ones, cheesy ones.
Okay.
But amongst that, there are great ones. One of the best ones I've seen in recent times is from 1981. It's called Possession, and it has Sam Neill in it. Have you seen that movie?
Oh, yeah.
That's a great movie. I love it. And I think his acting is fantastic in that movie. One of my favorite performances. Did you see Hereditary from 2018?
I did not. I couldn't handle that when I saw the trailer, and I went, nope.
You're going to be terrified.
It's amazing. It's one of the best in years.
It looks good. It looks really good. So that's an example of
one
that's
but
so good,
I will
I
say,
can't watch it.
No, I will say, Doug, I wouldn't watch it with a family, like specifically with the family, so I don't blame you.
I don't watch anything with my family. I protect them from all this stuff. I'm like, Daddy's going to go in the basement and watch Color Out of Space. You guys stay up here in Happy Land.
Doug, this is my experience with Hereditary.
We did all watch Parasite together, though, and
that's fun though. I like Parasite a lot. That's my favorite from last year.
Doug, with Hereditary, this is what happened. I watched it with my brother, right, and we were both so terrified that we were covering our eyes the whole time.
Yeah.
So when I messaged Andrew about it, I was like, I don't understand the story, and he's like, well, you weren't even looking at the screen.
Yeah, it looks horrifying. I can't watch that. But Andrew, so when you see character work in Color Out of Space, have you watched Ford versus Ferrari?
No, I haven't watched it yet.
Okay. How many movies have you watched since Ford versus Ferrari came out?
Probably like...
How many garbage horror movies?
Garbage horror movies? Probably
no, just even good ones.
Yeah, no. All in all, I mean, what did that come out last, like, October? Something around then? Yeah. Probably like 50 or so.
Okay, so you've watched 50 movies that I can almost guarantee you have worse... In fact, I know they do. Have worse character, writing, directing, plot, humanity, lessons learned.
Disagree.
So, well, Nasser, did you watch Ford versus Ferrari?
No, I didn't.
Well, then I'm talking to two guys who are willingly illiterate.
Oh man, Doug. I mean, you say that like there's like no movies like The Exorcist or like the Thing.
Well, did you watch The Thing or The Exorcist since October?
Yeah,
because that's actually reasonable to do instead of watching Ford versus Ferrari. Although if you watch Ford versus Ferrari, you might think, next time I think I'll pop that one in instead, because it is one of the best explorations of character and plot and writing I've seen in years. It's amazing.
Yeah, I've heard great things about it, and I certainly do want to grab it and watch it. I do.
But I'm saying, why are you guys so obsessed with a medium that is known for poor character work and poor writing?
Because it's entertaining.
Yeah, it's entertaining.
Okay.
I'm not against all the things that you're highlighting. I love those things too.
Yeah,
and
yeah. I think
my favorite movie.
So I agree. I can understand. I don't understand why you'd watch 50 movies before you could watch Ford versus Ferrari.
Well, let me tell you my favorite movie, which is Rocky from 1976. That's my favorite movie of all time.
Yeah.
And
this will give you more the Rocky feeling than Color Out of Space. Probably.
My second favorite movie, and this is my opinion, I think this is the greatest story ever told personally, is The Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, it's very good.
It's everything I love.
I put that in top all time myself. Those movies are absolutely fantastic. The original Lord of the Rings, not The Hobbit.
I enjoy The Hobbits, but I completely enjoy that from like a more trash perspective.
Yeah, Hobbit's got great character, so the character's still there. The writing is so bloated and out of control, but still better than Color Out of Space.
Oh yeah, of course.
The story is still.
Although I wouldn't mind if Nicolas Cage was in The Hobbit.
I agree. I'd rather see him in it than most other characters. I'd love to see him. He'd make a great Saruman. Just gone mad. He'd make a a great Denethor.
Yeah,
he'd be good.
Oh man, Doug, there's a movie I had to recommend to you, which was the Adam Sandler movie that just came out, Uncut Gems. It's absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, I've heard great things about that, and I
think
really
you'd like that one
that.
too.
Yeah, I heard it's a little despairy and dark, but I can deal with some of that at the end.
Yeah, pretty dark, but it's got a really fun story. I mean, I guess entertaining is the better way to put it.
I like I like all the heist movies and stuff. Who's the guy that did Guy Ritchie's new movie? I want to see. Is it The Gentleman?
Oh yeah, I've heard good things about that one.
Yeah,
too.
I want to see that really bad because I loved Snatch. I loved Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels, are two of just great movies. If you guys have you guys seen those?
No,
Snatch and
those.
Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels. You guys have.
I haven't seen Snatch, but I've been meaning to pick that one up. Back
for amazing character and action. It puts a knot in your gut. Like great stuff. I'm gonna open your eyes to why when I watch horror movies and I go, where are the human beings? Where is the writing?
Man,
where
is
the plot?
Well, have you seen like Eyes Without a Face?
Eyes Without a Face.
I mean, there's plenty of amazing horror movies that have interesting characters and a deep plot to them.
When did Eyes? I don't know. Eyes
1960. It's a foreign film. Andrew introduced me to it.
Oh, I'm sure. Oh, yeah. Anything.
It's a French movie.
Anything pre-70s horror-wise, like early 70s and earlier, are usually good.
Those are my favorite ones. The 70s are the best ones.
It's back when they had to still write stuff because they were living off the fumes of the past, of film noir and stuff like that.
Right.
And then came the pop junk horror, which the door was opened largely by Halloween of the mainstream pop junk Amityville Horrors and It's Alive and
I love It's
Chud
Alive.
and
Chud,
something is wrong with the Davises, baby. It's a lie.
I love that movie. It's so funny.
The Omen was good.
Yeah, I was going to ask if you like The Omen, movie. Because the woman who plays
No, go ahead.
The woman who plays Mrs. Baylock is in Eyes Without a Face, and she's great in it.
Yeah, I really love The Omen. I love The Omen 2, but the Omen 2, my sad story about The Omen 2 is during that movie we had like 20 or 30 minutes left in it. That was when my brother paused the movie and told me that Kobe died, and so the last like 20 or 30 minutes of The Omen 2, I hardly remember it because I was just crying my eyes out. But but no, not to make this so dreary, but absolutely love The Omen and The Omen 2. I need to get around to watching the third one soon.
I saw that one too. I liked 1 and 2. The third one, I
like the third one. I love Sam Neill. He's one of my favorite actors.
Yeah, but anyways, Doug, I know you said you didn't want to go much longer than 45 minutes.
Yeah, the beloved Miss Navel just invited me to go on a hike. How can I turn that down?
Gotcha. All right. Do you have enough time to stick around for just the Doug Show theme?
Yeah.
All right. Let me.
Are you ready, Andrew?
Yeah. Give me 2 seconds.
Have him play it live, Nasser. He's got a guitar.
I do. 2 seconds, gentlemen.
Andrew, who's the beautiful woman in your avatar?
That's Pamela Springsteen from a trash horror movie, Sleepaway Camp 2.
You got to watch it, Doug. You got to watch Sleepaway Camp.
Do watch all of them.
Yes.
It sounds awful.
It's so fun. And also, guys, I'm going to put the link again for my book here, Secret Comics Presents, and I'm also, let me get this copied here. I'm going to put the link for Doug's book here, Bigfoot Bill 2.
Bigfoot Bill 2, looking for readers. Nasser, I'm just thrilled that you kind of came over to my dark side and hated Color Out of Space, and Andrew's still left in Egypt.
Yeah.
Okay, fire it up.
Here we go.
Doug, he's the man, he's from America, no, not Japan. Doug, uses his hands, bringing joy to everyone across this land. The Doug Show, it's the Doug Show, Doug Show. Doug, tall and slim, he's the creator of Earthworm Jim. Doug, made me swim inside an ocean till I barfed in a bin. It's the Doug Show, It's the Doug Show. Doug Show. Doug Show.
Oh, that warms my heart. Andrew, you're wonderful.
Bye, everybody.
God bless everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Oh, color out of space.